Mr. Quick.
Oh,
Couldn't read your handwriting.
I understand. I apologize for that. I humble myself before the Dr. Tillman, Madam Chairman, committee members. I stand before you this evening to talk about the Carletonian Hawks, who we are. I know throughout the community, a lot of people have been asking, who are the Carletonian Hawks? One of the Carletonian Hawks members is passing out some information to you of who we are and what we're doing in the Wallace community and the surrounding communities here in Marlboro County. As soon as she completes the distribution, I will go ahead and make this short for you. If you have any questions of me at the end, please feel free to do so. The Carletonian Hawks alumni was organized June in 2012. Our statement of purpose: to make a difference in our surrounding communities by planting seeds that will make an impact on the future by reaching out to churches, schools, and surrounding communities. Our goals: to help with natural disasters, i.e. house fires, church fires, and even hurricanes if need be. Scholarship for college, enforcing education and partnership with Wallace Elementary and Middle School. Our accomplishments: back to school supplies, scholarship funding, adoption of needy families for Christmas, senior citizen support, physical fitness program, and the initiation of a mentoring program. In conclusion, we are encouraged to work together as a team so that we can serve all people in our local area. The Carletonian Hawks alumni represents an opportunity to touch the lives of parents, children, families, and communities. And I apologize for not identifying who I am. My name is Minister Calvin Quick Jr. I was born and raised up here in Marlboro County. I live in Florence now, but this is still home. But I graduated from Wallace High School in 1971. And I heard you talking about Mr. Crosby. He was a mentor of mine. And that's how I was able to succeed in life, through all the teaching that I got through those communities and all the teachers up there. And now I want to pour back into this county. I want to pour back. And with our mentoring program, if you read there, we've got a mentoring program started. And we got 15 people of all different, how can I say, occupation: electrician, trained engineers, military people, school people, DSS, prison officers, all of these people surrounding our mentoring program. So we have a lot to offer the Wallace Middle School and the elementary school. The thing that we are going to do is also, as you read there, we're helping our senior citizens. We're helping the physical education, physical fitness with our children. One of our members opened up a program to come and help our children get some physical fitness, and hopefully later on we will bring in our senior citizens who can get some type of physical training. But in scholarships, we're enforcing education on our children, because when they come here to Marlboro High School, we want them to not only be on the honor roll, we want them to leave and go to college and become productive citizens in these United States and this county. Because you see, a lot of us leave. I spent 22 years in the military. When I got out, I didn't know what I was going to do. But I remember Marlboro County. I remember Marlboro County, and that's why I'm standing here tonight. Because I want to pour back into this county what was poured into me. And all these people that's coming in to help us, we said, we welcome your welcome. We welcome you to allow us to come in and parent to your, mentor to your children, help out in our communities, and do what we know is best for this United States. Because the problem that we have in the United States is some of the problems we got right here in our community. And we need to start with our parents and our children and our community leaders to get things back in order. And when we do that, we would have a better nation. Thank you, and may God bless you. If you have any questions of me.
All right. Thank you. All right, and thank you, Mr. Quick. And then Ms. Janice Henson wants to speak about the Beta Club Convention field trip.
Board, first of all, I want to thank you for all that you do for Marlboro County, and happy Board Appreciation Month. And I come before you tonight because we have a convention this week, January 14th through the 16th, and it was not flagged when we submitted it on time, but we did not flag it as needing board approval, so that was our fault. And so I'm coming before you humbly, asking for forgiveness first, and it's January 14th through the 16th. We have 16 students going, 4 adults. They will leave Wednesday afternoon with your permission and return to us Friday. It's a wonderful experience for our students. It's been totally funded through donations, private donations, fundraising, and then the students do make a commitment themselves because we think that's important too. So I'm asking for your approval.
We need a motion.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the trip as recommended.
Second.
All in favor, raise your right hand.
Thank you.
It's passed. Don't fuss at her, Dr. McLeod, for coming late with it. Okay? It's so worthwhile.
I don't disagree at all. I'm glad it goes, it wasn't my fault.
I could just feel the trouble she's been through. Okay. Next thing is individual items from board members for the purpose of scheduling a workshop. I'd like to know when and on what topic we could schedule a workshop to dig into some of these issues prior to budget time in more depth.
What's the recruitment about?
Want to take that one first?
Yes.
What do the rest of you think?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think there's actually been an initiative by the governor to actually fund this for rural areas as part of the new budget. And I don't know what all the details are of it, but so sounds like
All
a
right.
good one to me.
We seem to,
And also facilities?
well, we got, that's fine with me.
Do we want
Is-
to prioritize? Do we want to prioritize them maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm wanting y'all to give me some feedback on, which one you want to tackle first.
Facilities? I'm just saying, that's me. That's our main concern right now, making sure all our facilities are functioning correct.
Are you
It
trying
could-
to, are you want to schedule a workshop to deal with all of these, or you want us to choose several?
I want the first one. We need to tackle all of them before the budget process.
Right.
Probably need finance if we're gonna deal with.
Yeah, finance ought to be the top, I would think.
All right? How many of you want to go with finance first?
No, she said, but she said you wanted to do this before the budget, not dealing with the budget, my understanding.
Before the budget,
Just
so
we'll
so
do
we're
it before
clearer
the
when we
budget.
get into,
Right. We want to handle these
Yeah.
before the budget.
right.
I think the finance could be handled during the budget, the things we need to address, the things that we're going to have to need to, because we're not going to be able to address facilities and curriculum during the budget. I mean, finance is going to be addressed during the budget. I think the other 4 will be more adequate to go for right now. Just
Can I?
Dr. Tiller.
I think that as we move through this process, when we look at facilities, technology, curriculum, recruitment, and retention, all of those will have an impact on the finance.
That's right.
So what Ms. Parsons and I discussed was an opportunity for the board to come together more than once so the board can hear what some of those needs are, express your concerns, and then give the administration some directions as far as what we'd like to prioritize and what you'd like to see the administration work on in all these different areas next year, the year after, so we could develop a 5-year plan.
Let me refresh my memory. The budget starts in May.
Really
No.
earlier than that.
No, we will start, the budget calendar will start at, tonight, Mr. Park will go over that calendar and explain that process. And so the first thing is to, when we're actually, some of the work sessions that we have already scheduled in that process, we could take up some of those issues during that time as well.
So
Madam
what we
Chair.
need to do is you're trying to schedule, so we've got to schedule these things before April, end of April. So we're talking about a short time frame, 3 months.
Right.
We want to
Yeah.
schedule
Yeah.
workshops. So I guess what we need to do is how many workshops can we schedule in 3 months? And then we'll go from there.
Probably
How
3
much
workshops.
time? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, no more than 3. So I don't know about prioritizing or combining or whatever, but if you got 3 workshops, that's it.
And I think, well, I don't guess I'm supposed to say.
I think we have.
That would be
Say what you
good.
think.
No, I was just going to say, I think that would be great because the board had already started some of this work and then our time ran out. But what we need to do now is take each one of those areas, whether we tackle 2 at a time, to look at where we are, and then for the board to give the administration direction as to what you'd like for us to focus on.
I came up, I'm sorry, hang on, let me say this and then I'll recognize you. By the time we hear their presentation of the budget, they've already locked on to what they want to do. And so we need a way for the board to establish their values, goals, and standards to guide what they do. Otherwise, we're being dragged behind the...
Not quite so, Ms. Parsons. And what I mean by that is, and Ms. Parsons and I, we had this discussion 3 years ago, as we started through the accreditation process, we had to establish a strategic plan.
And we got that.
And that strategic plan was when we were supposed to come together, a board, administration, teachers, community members, and decide on what was our vision,
Right.
what was our mission, our beliefs, and what are we trying to accomplish as a school district and community. And so we did. I think where we've kind of gotten off track is we have that 5-year plan. Ms. Parsons, Ms. Fleming, Ms. Peterkin, and Ms. Bright, they attended those meetings, but not all board members were able to attend. So that's one thing that we talked about, is the board members need to know what's in that strategic plan, because a lot of the concerns may be in the strategic plan already.
Madam Chairman, if I could make a point of order, we have met as various committees. For example, the curriculum, I'm on it. There's several people here tonight, we've done it. Several of them on the facilities committee. We've had at least one meeting where we all met together. Then there have been an additional meeting with some of the groups, subsets that tried to meet to schedule it. So actually what this is, were committees on these various topics that had interest in those topics. And we were to meet and coordinate with our strategic plan and add to it. That's what we were trying to do. But I wanted to share with Mr. Driggers that February 2nd is listed here in the calendar for budget orientation presentation of the revenues and anticipated changes in funding. So we are, once again, in a spot where we need to move.
Right.
So this is not a new idea. We have met on it. I'm not saying it's not a new idea, but
What I'm trying
we need
to
to go
do is-
forward with where we are at this point and maybe take a few more steps forward, and we can do that.
I'm trying to make this happen in a more organized way, where we don't start something and lose track of it, where every month we do something in a workshop.
Are we more efficient meeting as a whole, or you think we'd be more efficient meeting in groups and those groups bringing back recommendations to the full board? I'm open to either.
Me too.
I just, maybe if anybody has any input.
Why don't we just meet and have a workshop and work through the whole thing till we work through it all?
But I think it seems that we are already doing this with the strategic plan. And they have each year, we get a certain percentage we met, 2014, 2015, right on through. And the curriculum is there, the technology is there, the facilities are there. I've met with Mr. McLeod on that. I'm on that part of the, the only thing that I think we have not, the board, that as a board member, that I have not been really, is recruitment and retention. And I think our superintendent has talked about that in our executive session, she along with personnel. So I don't know.
If you don't want to do this, that's fine.
I don't know. I think we're doing it kind of. I know the new members need it.
And I think it goes back to what Ms. Ohanesian is saying is the fact that we already have a strategic plan in place.
Yeah.
And what we do quarterly is we have a strategic plan update meeting, and then we look at what are those goals that we've already met. If we've already met the goal, we take it off, and then we may replace it with another goal. There are goals in the strategic plan to cover every aspect of our district. So the point I'm making is I do think that the workshops are necessary, and because I think it would give the board an opportunity for all board members to be able to weigh in, and if it's something that a board member says, well, I think we should address so-and-so. If it's already in the strategic plan, then we know it's already in there. We know it will be addressed. But I think that it would just be good for us to come together in that way. For example, next year when we look at facilities, and we're talking about big ticket items, the board can prioritize for me what are the things that you want me to concentrate on first, because we all know that we can't do them all at one time. And so, and again, that would also give us an opportunity to develop a long-range plan so our community and constituents would know that maybe you have a need at the intermediate school and it's not coming up this year, but it's coming up the next year, that it's going to be, you know, so we need to have a plan where everything is prioritized, and so everybody will be on the same page regarding what we're going to focus on.
I promised to recognize Mr. Woods a few minutes
Well,
ago.
I'm fine. My question is, in order for us to move forward, we need to make sure that we do these workshops so that everybody can be on the same page, so you won't have no surprises. So I feel like we need to come up with some type of plan that we can have the workshop so that all board members can be there, so that we can get the same information. Because if we don't get the same information, then we won't be able to do what we need to do for the county.
Thank you.
Madam Chairman.
Okay.
May I make a suggestion
Yes.
also? Myself and Mr. Woods, again, we're a little bit behind.
Yes.
So I don't know what committees you've had, but
Yeah.
like Ms. O'Nation said, the ones that have been on some type of committee, let them get their information together. Let us have a workshop just to organize maybe. Let's find out what everybody's already learned, because no reason for me to go back and view it again if she's already been on our committee and looked at it. So let's go review what we've got, and then we'll go forward.
And just
from
have
there.
kind of a general workshop to begin
If that's
with.
okay with everybody.
And we do have that information. The administration pulled that information together before, so that would be a good starting point.
And Madam Chairman, we did meet as a whole board, but we broke down into committees. But we never had the opportunity to come back from the individual committees to share with the whole board. So this would be right in line with what we need to do there.
So what type of committees do you have in the past?
We have had temporary committees, as I told you earlier. There's no provision in the policy manual for having permanent committees.
Okay.
And we had some on technology, facilities, curriculum, that
Madam
kind of
Chair.
thing. Yes.
I think that if we do it like we did it when all of us was in here, I think that the new people as well as myself will benefit more from it.
There's an expression, failure to plan is planning to fail. And I think it's very important for us to plan as we go along, even if it's just to reassess where we are in the 5-year plan. In the strategic plan. All right, so a date.
Oh, we gotta pick a date
Yeah.
now.
This month, we're meeting late, but would it work for folks, the majority of the time where we have the meeting on the first Monday, could we have a workshop on the third Monday?
That'll work for me.
Will that work?
And I think if we could kind of get it where we're meeting the week before, maybe our regular meetings, if we could get on that type of schedule.
Okay.
I think that would be something good as we.
So that would
just as we
be
move
the
forward in general to.
fourth
You know,
Monday.
to have some sort of workshop, so that way we're meeting the week before.
Okay.
We're prioritizing, that way we know the information that's, needs to be, that needs to come to us at the following
Does
meeting.
that suit everybody?
It's 3 meetings?
What, 3 meetings a month? Or 2?
This will give us a second.
Okay.
Say the third.
Okay.
Fourth Monday.
Dr. Tiller just suggested doing the third and the fourth Mondays to get 2 2 workshops in
Of what month?
of February
February.
Since we can't, that look like it's gonna work out. for
to do this month.
So we could do 2 sessions maybe.
That's fine.
And keeping it on Monday, Monday's already allocated anyway.
What about this January 26th? You've got committees meet to plan and prepare for fiscal year 2015, 2016. Is that is that for the administration?
Well, that's what I included in the,
This is in the budget calendar.
16th and the 23rd.
It's a conflict.
The 26th, that's a conflict, and I'm gonna tell you why. Our district strategic planning meeting is that same evening. And so that's our next update
All right. Well,
on that plan.
Let me check on February 16th, because that's my daughter's 18th birthday.
Mine too.
And if I, and I'm not ruling it out, I just need to find out, because she may not want to hang out with me at all, but I just need to find out.
Well, if Mr. Driggers and Mr. Woods could see to that
I got the folder
strategic
that I'll
plan,
do.
that would bring them up to date somewhat, because, yeah, that would bring them.
So,
Do you remember orientation is Wednesday through Sunday?
The 18th through the
That's in
22nd.
February also.
It's in February. That's
Yeah,
right.
school board.
That's the board
School board
conference.
tell you
Right.
what, let's
To the
do.
22nd.
Let's let the administration
We'll send out
work
some
out
dates
dates.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that'll
we'll
work.
work
Thank
it
you,
out.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay? All right. But y'all are in agreement with doing this, and I really appreciate that.
Why don't we schedule a workshop like at least an hour before the next meeting on February the 2nd so that our new members can be brought up to date. They get a copy of the strategic plan and we can do some highlighting and then move forward. That way we've got that one night, everybody's set aside. Hopefully they can
Okay.
be there.
So come at 5,
Yeah, that would be
Okay.
my suggestion.
What's that now?
come on at 5 o'clock to a workshop before the
February 2nd.
February meeting.
Great. Great.
Okay.
What school?
Intermediate school. All right, thank y'all very much. Ms. Battle, where's Ms. Battle? You're going to be Ms. Battle, okay? Okay.
Madam Chairperson, Dr. Tiller, members of the board, I'm John Lane. No, I'm not Miss Battle, but we were trying to pinch hit for her. We've got a brief slide presentation to share with you some information regarding the state testing program. As you know, South Carolina is in a year of transition. For 1 year, we have the act expire and other tests that we'll utilize this year, and we'll see where we will be after the 2014-15 year. But she wanted me to share with you what we may anticipate this spring. If you will notice, Act Aspire will be administered to grades 3 through 8. It is a comprehensive next generation assessment and is anchored by the ACT. It is used to help determine students' achievement in the school year for 2014-2015. The areas that will be assessed are writing, English, reading, mathematics, and science is optional. Even though the state is encouraging districts to administer science, it is optional. Now, for grades 4 through 8, the South Carolina Palmetto Assessment of State Standards, commonly called PASS, will be administered again this year for science and social studies. The ACT, it was originally an abbreviation of American College Testing. It is a curriculum and standards-based educational and career planning tool that assesses students' academic readiness for college. The ACT is administered to 11th grade students in the following areas: English, math, reading, science. Though again, science is not required for accountability, but it is required and is actually encouraged for students who are anticipating enrolling in a four-year school because they get the composite ACT score. Districts must offer the science test even though it is not required. Now, ACT Work Keys. It is designed to measure or to at least help measure students' career readiness. It is used by businesses to measure workplace skills of employees and job applicants. It is also utilized by schools and colleges to help prepare students for the workplace. ACT Work Keys will be administered to our 11th grade students in the following areas: reading for information, applied mathematics, and also locating information. The Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment Division has scheduled the following workshops that we will conduct with each one of the school faculties to help orientate and also provide strategies for our teaching force, our faculties at each one of the schools that they may utilize in the classrooms to help our students be most ready for the ACT Aspire and also the ACT Work Keys. As you will note, we're starting with Blenheim Elementary Middle School tomorrow, and we will end with McCall Elementary School on January 21st. During the workshop, yours truly will provide a general overview. Ms. Connie Anderson will provide information to teachers on testing procedures. Ms. Danny Blair will provide information and strategies to teachers on things they may do in the classroom to help our young people be most ready for the reading portion of the test. Ms. Tama Dees will do the same with writing, and Ms. Battle will do the same with mathematics. Another area that Ms. Battle asked me to share with you is the Marlboro County School District proficiency-based system. And this system provides an opportunity for students to complete coursework through the utilization of a computer. And computers provide for them approved curriculum-based instruction. And may I share with you that these programs have been approved by the South Carolina Department of Education, Apex Learning and A+ Learning. And actually both of them have been identified by our State Department as being in the top 10 of programs, such programs across the nation. A certified teacher is assigned to the class, and the program will provide both credit recovery as well as initial credit.
Do you have any idea how many of our students are involved in that?
And I must apologize to you. I cannot say right offhand, but I can get that for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Again, the program will be used also for remediation, alternative learning, and there are plans already in place to utilize it with some of our homebound students. The program has helped to improve our school graduation rate, and this is phenomenal, and we really need to applaud, this district and our high school from going from 65% to 75.3% in our graduation rate. And I say this because as many of you know, I just left the State Department, and this is one of my areas I worked with high school graduation, so we really need to applaud ourselves. That's terrific. That's phenomenal. This concludes my presentation, and I need to say to our chairperson and to the superintendent that Ms. Battle left the document that we need to send to the State Department for the proficiency base.
Sign it.
Yes, which needs both
You have a blue
yours.
pen?
No, it's part of have a blue pen.
He's always got a blue pen.
One thing I'd like to share with the board, as you know, the State Department has moved to eliminate the exit exam. And that's one of the reasons we have the 11th grade, the ACT, the work keys, and also they're changing the assessment at the lower grades from pass to the ACT Aspire. So just wanted you to know that this is being driven by the state.
right, Mr. Parks. Financial report as of December the 5th, 2014.
Okay, thank you. You have before you the financial report as of December 5th, 2014. The attached, please find the budget report by object for general fund operations with expenditures to date. At December 5th, 2014, the district's cash and investment balances on hand for the four primary operating accounts were $2,546,547. As of that same date, the district had expended $11,346,210 of a $30,542,335 budget, or 37.15% of budget.
Any questions? All right,
Okay,
moving right
next.
on to the adoption of the budget calendar.
The purpose of the budget calendar is for administration and board to come together and look at the financial needs and resources, and then, of course, establish those priorities. The budget calendar provides a basis for the scheduling of activities and meetings connected with the process. The proposed 2015-16 budget calendar follows a similar process to those in previous years. One difference is the engagement of committees to plan and prepare recommendations to be incorporated into the 2015-16 budget. I'll have you turn to the next page. Of course, tonight we're asking you to approve the budget calendar at this regular meeting. The next time for the board members, I had proposed to be January 26th. That will end up being February 5th. For the committees to meet and prepare for the 2015-16 budget, and of course that'll be at 5 o'clock.
And we're proposing that to occur on February 2nd. When is the next regular board meeting?
That is February 2nd.
Okay, well, that's what we're looking to do. You mentioned February
Correct.
4th.
I'm sorry.
Meant February 2nd.
February 2nd. The budget orientation presentation, you'll receive information on revenues and anticipated changes in funding from the prior year. On the 16th, I'm proposing another committee meeting to take place at that point in time. Maybe a little early to actually make recommendations, but that may need to follow at a later date. On the 2nd of March, the board will receive certified staff listing by location as recommended by principals and curriculum instruction team in executive session at the regular meeting. 2 weeks later, on March 16th, proposing that the board approve certified and administrator staff listing and respective contracts at a special called meeting.
You know, excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I believe we had a conflict with February 16th. Is that your problem, Mr. Goff? All right. Could we propose on March the 2nd, and I don't know if everybody wants to meet at 5 o'clock again, but could we do the committee meeting then on a similar night that our board meeting is? If that is March the 2nd, the regular board meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
And an hour may not be long enough, but we can at least hope that board members will be available and can come. I think attendance would be better. So I would propose that the 16th be eliminated and that we do March the 2nd maybe at 5 again for a second workshop.
Will you have everything prepared?
If we need one.
I'm good.
Good, you're good on that, good.
Would you have everything prepared for that meeting, Mr. Park? Will you have everything ready that you needed that earlier?
We'll have at least the information from the first committee meeting available at that
If we find it's
meeting.
rushing too much, we can schedule another, but, you know.
Does that suit everyone?
Yep.
Okay.
So would someone make a motion, please, with those changes
Well,
included?
he hasn't quite finished yet. Have you got?
I'm sorry.
The last, of course, our first budget workshop would be March 23rd. Just keep in mind, April 3rd through the 12th is spring break. So the second budget workshop would be April 21st. And the regularly scheduled meeting, which is May 4th, the board will approve the advertisement for first reading of the and public hearing. The third budget workshop, if needed, May 18th, June 1st, first reading, June 8th, second reading, and then, of course, the board could waive the third reading, which is on June 15th if they just desire to have the second reading,
Another
second
point of
and final.
information, excuse me, another point of information, our April meeting is scheduled on what date?
April meeting is scheduled on, that would be the 13th.
Right.
So that would be one, that would be another opportunity.
Why don't we use that one again?
Very
at 5
good.
o'clock, and if we want to, at that time, go ahead and propose an advertisement for first reading and public hearing. We can schedule it for later.
Okay.
But go ahead and do that, so you don't have to have a separate meeting for that. We'll see, and if we need another meeting, we'll do it, but if we can combine some of these things, I think we'll be better off. All right?
That would be fine with me.
All right, we need a motion.
Madam Chairman, I propose the approval of the budget calendar as amended as we've walked through it.
And all in favor, please raise your right hand. Are you opposed, Ms. Fleming?
I'm just abstaining.
All right, so everybody keep your hands up so I can get this straight from Ms. Fleming. Is yours up, Mr. Coachman?
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
all right, okay. So everybody's in favor, and Ms. Fleming is abstaining, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, got that? Motion's carried. All right,
Thank you,
Okay.
Willis.
Certainly.
and
Thank you.
next, you doing the McCall Playground Equipment update?
That's correct.
All right.
I just wanted to advise that we are developing specifications for those elements that are part of the McCall playground, and we are working on this very similar to what we've done with Clio. So we're creating the specifications so that it can be properly bid. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Parks.
Thank you.
And now, Dr. Tiller's superintendent's report.
Hey, thank you, Ms. Parsons. Members of the board, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. First, I'd like to share that January 15th will mark the end of the second 9 weeks. All of our schools will recognize and celebrate student achievement by holding award programs. Tomorrow will be our first program in McCall at 9 o'clock in the gym. So I invite all of you to come out and attend that program. It's going to be really special, as usual. And other scheduled award programs include School of Discovery, January 30th at 1 p.m. in the auditorium. Bennettsville Intermediate School, January 23rd at 8:30 a.m. for 3rd and 4th grade. And then for 5th and 6th grade, their program will be at 1:30 on January 23rd, and that's the intermediate school. At the primary school here in Bennettsville, on the 28th, we'll have our first grade awards day, and that will be at 1:15. On the 29th, second grade awards day, and that will be at 1:15 as well. And then on the 30th, we're going to be having at the same school the principals list, honor roll, and perfect attendance celebrations. So we'd like to encourage all of you all to come out and take part in any of those programs celebrating student achievement that you can. I will. Ms. Tweet, will you make a note to email those to the board, those dates, okay? Also, our report card will be sent home on January 22nd across the district. On January 19th, we'll be observing Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, and so all schools in the district will be closed. Our district spelling bee will be held at the Civic Center this Thursday at 6 p.m. So everyone is invited and encouraged to come out and support our students as they compete for the district title. And if you haven't been to one of our district spelling bee competitions, it's intense. And I invite you, if you can, please come. It's really great to see our students in this particular academic challenge. So they do a really good job. Our next strategic planning date is January 26th for our district strategic plan, and we'll be here at the high school at 6. And so all board members are encouraged to attend if your schedule will permit. I have a legal brief that we received in mid-December, and it was after our last board meeting. And so I want to share that with the board. And the legal brief is coming from Duff, White, and Turner, LLC, in reference to the Abbeville case versus the Supreme Court speaks again. And I just want to talk about that for a minute. In 1993, there were several plaintiff districts in the PD region that filed a lawsuit against the state because we felt that these districts were rural, high poverty, and that they were not being funded adequately. And so this case has been in the courts for 20 years. And recently, the Supreme Court of South Carolina agreed with the plaintiff districts that we have not been funded in a way that would meet the Constitution, which requires that every district be minimally adequate, that we should be able to provide a minimally adequate education to all children. And because of our high poverty status, it was decided that, no, we haven't been funded as we should. Marlborough County was one of those original plaintiff districts. I attended a meeting on last Monday at Nelson and Mullins Law Firm and have been asked to serve on the steering committee to determine a remedy for this. And so I know that our governor has come back and said, well, we've already remedied it because we've included a poverty index and we're going to fund districts now according to poverty. But that doesn't make up for all the 20 years that we didn't get the correct funding. And so Nelson and Mullins, they filed to say, no, we want the Supreme Court's original decision to stand. And so we're hoping that that's going to be the case. And in the meantime, I, along with some of the other superintendents of the plaintiff districts, will be working to develop a remedy so we can present this and be ready to move forward as soon as the General Assembly is ready to take it up. And I'm excited about that because when you have greater needs, you might have less students, but you have greater needs, so it takes more funding for that. And so I'm looking forward to working on that committee, and I'm hoping that it will come out positive for our districts and other rural districts that have some of the financial strains that we face. And so just wanted to bring you up to date regarding that. In addition, Ms. Parsons, I'd just like to share with you for our executive session, we have 3 elections. We also have 4 high school graduation petitions. And then at the last board meeting, there was a section on the board agenda regarding legal services and attorney search. And so the board asked at that time that I bring back information regarding educational law firms, or firms that focus on education, that's their specialty areas, and you asked me to bring that information back, and that information is included in your board packet for your review.
And I need a motion to go into...
Madam Chair.
I'm sorry?
I want to backtrack real quick.
Yeah.
And then, were we postponing? I was under the impression that Dr. Phillips had some information regarding the...
Oh, I think that when Mr. Parks presented it, basically, Dr. Phillips, you can come up if you like, but I can tell it in a nutshell. In a nutshell, we have $75,000, and at this point, we're going to work on 2 playgrounds, Playground A and Playground B. One, we will be refurbishing the basketball area. We're going to move it, first of all, from where it is, Right.
On the track.
Down, yes, we'll move that basketball court and do paving and have the new goals and stuff installed. And then in addition to that, the school administration has come up with a plan, and they have decided on the type of equipment that they'd like to have for the preschool playground. And so those are the two we'd like to start with, and then we'll do the third one as soon as we get some additional funding for that. But those were the two that the school administrators felt that we need to focus on first. And so the funding is there for that, and we'll be moving forward.
All right. Motion to go into executive session for the purpose of 3 elections, 4 high school petitions, and attorney search.
So moved, Madam Chairman.
All right, is there a second? All in favor, please raise your right hand. And that's you, Ms. Fleming? Yeah. You're with us? Okay, it was unanimous, Ms. Tweed.
Y'all be in here trying to get.
Need a motion to go back into open session,
So
please.
moved.
So moved, Madam Chair.
All right, a second?
I second.
All right, all in favor, raise your right hand. We're back in open, whoops, where'd you vote, Mr. Coachman?
I'm ready, you know what I'm ready to do.
I know, but you have to vote, come
Oh,
on.
I voted?
Okay, all right, so it's unanimous, we're back in open session.
Yes, ma'am.
No decision was made, no action was taken, and Dr. Claw.
Madam Chair, School Board, the administration recommends approval of 3 elections.
Madam Chairman, I move we accept the administration's recommendation for the 3 elections.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion's carried unanimously, thank you. And high school petitions.
Madam Chairperson, Dr. Tiller, members of the board, on behalf of Ms. Battle, the administration recommends approval of 4 petitioners.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Y'all are really streamlining that. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion's carried unanimously.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Coachman.
I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
All in favor, raise your right hand. We have a custom here that Mr. Coachman makes the motion.